This time on Secrets of Louisville Chefs, we're going out to eat behind the scenes at one of the trendiest restaurants in town.
Trendy and just it's very lively, entertaining, energy.
It's Mesh on Brownsboro Road, where the atmosphere is as exciting as the food.
Really delicious.
We'll go into the kitchen with a trio of chefs for the secrets to a sweet new twist on shrimp and grits.
It was delicious.
And meat lovers, get a load of this. Mesh's massive bone-in pork chop that's twice as nice when you learn the secrets to making it yourself.
It's really easy.
All of that and a modern twist to a dessert that dates back to the 18th century.
Reminds me of like just the most wonderful chocolatey mocha cup of coffee.
Highly recommend it.
Come with us out to eat and into the kitchen here at Mesh right now on Secrets of Louisville Chefs. Hey everybody, Kevin Harnett with you once again for another tasty edition of Secrets of Louisville Chefs, the show that takes you inside local restaurants and into the kitchens so you can learn the secrets. This time, we're at Mesh. And we're getting a chance to go into the kitchen to get the secrets to some of their signature dishes. The menu here is modern American. You'll find lots of classic dishes that all have a flavorful twist.
Yeah, it's very good.
Everything is so infused with flavor, it's yummy.
How's this for a twist on shrimp and grits? This one comes with pork belly and plum sauce. You don't see this every day. It's a good example of Executive Chef Tim McIntosh's creativity in the kitchen.
I have a lot of secrets.
Chef Tim comes to the Ville from the West Coast, and he brings with him a lot of experience in the kitchen.
Well, I started when I was 16. I was a dishwasher prep cook. Every day I just tried to get better and better.
And right now, Chef Tim is going to share the secrets to that special twist on those shrimp and grits. The grits at Mesh begin with a traditional recipe. Cream and chicken stock go into the pot first.
We're going to bring this up to a boil. And once it brings up to a boil, we're going to add up the white grits. Just start slowly adding it. Adding the grits to the cream and chicken stock. This will take roughly 10 to 15 minutes to once you incorporated the grits in there and it starts getting soft. When it starts, you can see the bottom of the pan and it starts really thickening up. You want to start adding your Kinney's white cheddar. And then we add a little bit of Parmesan. It's pretty rich.
Next comes salt and pepper, with even more goodness.
That wasn't enough fat. Well, we're going to add some more. We're going to add some butter, just whole butter. That's what makes it nice and creamy. Then I add my fresh chopped herbs. It's a little thyme, Italian parsley, a little chives, a little tarragon. These are all fresh chopped herbs. I know you want a little piece. Pretty delicious.
Awesome.
The grits are good. Now it's time for the shrimp.
I just marinate them in some nice herbs, and I just put them down on the grill. They usually take about probably 2 minutes on each side. Then we're going to flip these over. Nice grill marks.
Looking good so far. And now here comes the twist on Mesh's shrimp and grits. Chef Tim's plum sauce and the secrets to making it yourself.
I take this sofrito, and what it is it's carrot, celery, onions, and just shoot it down with a little white wine. So I'm just going to add a little bit of that. Once I saute that up, I'm just going to give it a little bit more white wine. So we take our plum and we cut it into quarters, And then we take a little red wine vinegar, and just kind of reduce it down. I throw a little cinnamon in there with coriander. The syrup is thickening up from the natural sugars in the plums. Then I take a little bit of my herb butter, and then incorporate it, turn off the heat.
There's one more secret to the shrimp and grits at Mesh: cured, smoked, and braised pork belly.
Chef Robert, he's going to take you all through kind of the curing process and all that.
Chef Robert Temple is a Louisville native who was seemingly born to cook.
I have always loved food. Even when I was a kid, used to play in my mom's kitchen, or as I called it playing, as she called it making a mess. I love the science of food. I love the art of food, everything about it.
The science of food is on display in the pork belly here at Mesh. To make it like this, it takes days to cook.
Essentially, you're eating braised bacon, but it's a little bit beyond that because we put a lot of love into that.
The pork belly is cured, braised, and pressed. It takes several days to do it, beginning with the curing process, which calls for several freshly ground spices.
I always like to start with whole spices because you get the full flavor. You're not losing it through oxidation.
He uses bay leaves, black pepper,
Has some mustard seeds, some fennel, some coriander, a little bit more bay, some crushed red pepper, all those wonderful aromatic spices going in there.
and then there's his secret spice.
Juniper berry. Excellent for cured meats. I love using juniper in cured meats. I would say it's a secret ingredient, but don't tell anybody, or it's not a secret.
He mixes all that with even amounts of salt and brown sugar.
Use the fancy mixer. Now, just like you're scratching a dog's back, rub that in there real good. Flip and repeat.
From here, it will take several days until the pork is fully cured.
It's about a 4-day process, yeah.
After 4 days, covered in the refrigerator, the chef slices it and sears it on a flat-top grill. Then it joins the shrimp and grits.
It's so rich and just melts in your mouth. Pretty incredible, right?
Now it's Chef Tim's turn to put everything on the plate. He starts with his creamy and cheesy grits.
So then I take the shrimp, just put the shrimp right down the line, and then I take my plum sauce and kind of separate the bigger plums, and then we're just going to take that sauce. See how it's nice and sheeny and shiny? And we're going to take one right there. We're going to take the other one right there, the pork belly, and just kind of like lay it right there. I have a little bit of balsamic reduction. Drizzle it on the plate, just at the corner.
The chef also has fennel oil that he's made himself by infusing olive oil with fennel fronds.
And then you got this nice green.
Next, it's paprika oil.
Just a little paprika, it's the same thing. You just kind of heat up the olive oil a little bit, throw in paprika, and then through a coffee filter, you strain it the same way. Garnish it with the little pea shoots. And there's your Mesh shrimp and grits.
And if that looks good, wait until you see what else we're cooking. Up next, cream kale spätzle, which makes the perfect partner for this giant and juicy pork chop.
The pork chop's delicious.
Quite delicious.
We'll show you the secrets to what makes it so good when we come back to Mesh on Secrets of Louisville Chefs.
Flavors and imaginations run wild at the Comfy Cow. It's crazy good ice cream that's made with the finest ingredients and our handcrafted touch. We even make the ingredients from scratch, from cookie dough and bourbon balls to blueberry cobbler. Try some at one of our 7 local scoop shops, fine restaurants, and local grocery stores, including Kroger. Comfy Cow, crazy good ice cream.
Secrets of Louisville Chefs is brought to you in part by Comfy Cow, crazy good ice cream, and by Smokin' Rye at Horseshoe, Southern Indiana, where it's a good day for bourbon, barbecue, burgers, and music.
Bourbon, aged to distinction. Meat, smoked to perfection. Smokin' Rye for slow smoke barbecue and handcrafted burgers, freshly ground with our own blend of meats. Add a splash of spirit to your next drink. From the broadest selection of over 160 varieties of bourbon and rye under one roof. Smokin' Rye at Horseshoe, Southern Indiana, where it's a good day for bourbon, barbecue, burgers, and music.
A meal at Mesh is one you won't soon forget. Mesh blends contemporary, comfort, excellent service, innovative cuisine. Bask in Mesh's unique ambiance for business, romance, or a friend's night out. Eat, drink, Mesh on Brownsboro Road.
Olive oil is an essential part of a healthy, low-cholesterol diet, and it comes in all flavors at Z Olive, home to the finest extra virgin olive oils from around the world. And you can try all of them before you buy. Z Olive also has a wide variety of fine balsamic vinegars, great low-cal flavorings for everything from ice cream to steaks, marinades, and glazes. Z Olive makes the perfect gift, or make it your secret ingredient. Z Olive in Westport Village and now in Middletown.
Cozy up for casual fine dining at Gary's on Spring. Contemporary American cuisine in a warm, inviting atmosphere. Enjoy happy hour or an exquisite dinner from Chef Harold Baker. Gary's just off Lexington Road on Spring Street, miles apart from the rest. Gary's on Spring.
Welcome back to Secrets of Louisville Chefs. This time we're at Mesh on Brownsboro Road. Locals might remember this location for the restaurant that used to be here.
We used to come here and it was the old place.
Everyone loved Azalea, but now, as Mesh, it's a whole new building with a whole new modern look.
Very different. The patio is lots of fun. Love the atmosphere.
And that old shade tree, it's still here on a patio that's better than ever. And the food is some of the best in town. And right now, the chefs here are ready to reveal more secrets to what makes it so craveable. If you like pork chops, you're gonna love this. It literally takes days and days to make the pork chop taste as good as it does at Mesh.
It's beautiful, and I feel really bad for eating it, but it's delicious too.
This is how it starts out.
You can see the size of these pork racks, absolutely beautiful. Start out like this is how we get them from the processor, and then we'll break them down, French them, take all that nice membrane off there, leave a nice clean bone.
The secret is to soak the pork rack in a brine for several days.
This is the secret.
Chef Robert Temple shows us how that's done.
The basic principle of the brine is salt and water. We use garlic, black pepper, bay, a little bit of cloves, some crushed red pepper, and some fresh herbs in our brine. Now we'll put that on and bring it to a boil. Our brining process will allow the salt and the moisture to penetrate the chop, which keeps it moist, but also adds that salt flavor all the way through, so every bite is as moist and delicious as the last.
Once it's boiled and then cooled, the pork chop sits in this mixture for at least 24 hours. Then Robert ties up the rack and slow roast it to about medium rare. Chef Tim McIntosh takes over from there.
We have our seasoning, our house seasoning, and I'm just going to kind of just season both sides. And then I'm just going to throw it on the grill. All we're doing is trying to heat the pork chop up. I always recommend it, you know, about mid-well. You know, turn it after 3 minutes, 4 minutes.
The pork chop comes with some colorful sides and sauces at Mesh, starting with their cream kale spätzle.
Spätzle is like a dumpling. You know, the Germans use it a lot, so if you're at home, you can do this in a KitchenAid. First, we're going to start off with some all-purpose flour. I have some salt, some fresh thyme. Then I have some chopped parsley, Italian parsley, a little pepper. And then I take a little bit of the Dijon mustard. Make sure that you put it on slow, number 1 first, and make sure that you just stir up all the dry ingredients first. And then I add the whole milk, and then we have our cream kale. I take a little shallots and fennel, and then I sweat that down, and then I take a little white wine, deglaze it, and then make like a roux, put some flour in there, add some cream, then I blanch some kale, and then I just kind of all put it together and mix it up. I put it in the bar blender, and then our homemade chicken stock, house made. Take these eggs and kindly go one by one and let it mix till it's nice, all incorporated. And you can just get a hotel pan with the perforated. I put water in the pan, bring it to a boil, and I'm going to just pour it like so. So what the whole trick is move this back and forth. And what happens is the spätzle, as you can see coming down, it's hitting the water and making little dumplings. It's a good workout too. And once all the spätzle comes from the bottom to the top, you know it's done. See how it's just floating on top? Then I get an ice bath, and you just take the spätzle and shock it so it stops cooking, it doesn't overcook. And I use that perforated pan, so what I can do is you can just lift it up and all the water comes out of it. Let it drip so it kind of dries out and it doesn't get waterlogged. And that's spätzle. Spätzle to the finest.
Now, the chef takes the spätzle to the next level by searing it in a sauté pan.
I take the spätzle and I kind of just lay it out, kind of like a pancake. Then I give it a nice little flip.
To plate up this dish, the chef starts with some of that creamed kale that he used in the spätzle.
And then I just kind of give it a little swoosh.
He does the same thing with a ginger and carrot puree.
Basically, carrots, fresh ginger, and then you just dice everything real fine until it's real nice and soft. Then you throw your cream in there, you bring it to a boil, then you throw it in the blender again. And it just comes out so creamy and so, you know, like this. And then I'm going to do the same thing, just smear it. Wonderful spätzle that we sauteed and got nice golden brown. Put that right on top. And then I take the pork chop.
The chef will glaze the chop with a demi-glace that's made with veal bones and infused with port wine and bourbon.
I just put it right on top. We'll just go a little bit more.
Atop that goes a fresh slaw made with slivered apple and leeks.
And then that's our grilled pork chop with spätzle.
Wow, what a gigantic pork chop, and all that extra work makes it so delicious. Now, come on down to Mesh and try it for yourself, or now that you know the secrets, you can try it at home. And stay tuned because we have more secrets where those came from. Up next, it's time for dessert, a new twist on one of the oldest recipes around. You're watching Secrets of Louisville Chefs. We're at Mesh, and we'll be right back.
Make sure everything on your Thanksgiving table is perfect this year. The turkey, the fixins, and the mixer. Make your holiday special with Bloody Kentucky, a generations-old family recipe that goes great with vodka and even better with bourbon. Now that's something we can all be thankful for. Bloody Kentucky, it's the way we chill back in the hills.
Get the guide for Louisville's restaurant scene, Louisville Eats, with menus and more than 300 local listings, plus interviews with top chefs and beautiful foodie photography. Louisville Eats, a supplement of Louisville Magazine.
Flavor meets art in Westport Village at Hiko-Emon, modern Japanese sushi bar and fish market.
Do some shopping and drop in for happy hour and a wide array of food and drink specials. Or stay for dinner and enjoy an international mix of flavors made with fresh organic ingredients.
Lamb racks and fillets.
Fresh seafood.
And exquisite modern Japanese dishes, including the finest sushi in town.
Hiko-Emon has private rooms, and for home cooks, a fresh fish market, party platters too. Excite your senses at Hiko-Emon in Westport Village.
Do you have a case of burger boredom? Well, here's a way to break it. This is what I call the bacon beer burger. It's easy to make yourself. Here are the ingredients. You have 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce to some ground beef and a 1/4 cup of your choice of beer. Mix thoroughly and you're ready for the grill. Grill your burger to 160 degrees internal temperature and top it with some cheddar cheese and Maplewood smoked bacon. And there you have it, the bacon and beer burger. And if you want to find the recipe, go to kybeef.com.
Italian at its finest, Volare. Inspired cuisine by Chef Josh Moore. Intimate dining, private events, and year-round patio seating. Savor Volare. Cocktails and dinners 7 nights a week. Volare on Frankfort Avenue.
Savor fine food and wine on Frankfort Avenue at Veronese. Enjoy the redesigned dining room and lounge for cocktails, dinner, and private events with seasonal signature dishes from Chef John Veronese. The place to be is at the V Veronese.
Secrets of Louisville Chefs is presented in part by Sysco Louisville, your source for quality local ingredients. Good things come from Sysco.
Welcome back to Secrets of Louisville Chefs. I'm Kevin Harned, and we've come to that part of the show that, well, just happens to be my favorite, dessert. And this one is as old as it is good. Here's mess sous chef Christopher Cole with what it is and the secrets to how you can make it yourself.
We are going to do a very classical French custard called pot de creme. 17th century, so this predates all of us by a long shot. And we add our own little twist to the pot de creme as well.
Really delicious.
The dessert begins with a homemade caramel,
which is simply sugar and water. And we will just turn this up to high heat. What we want to do is dissolve this sugar and then bring it to a nice amber color.
While that's going, the chef makes the other half of the custard in a second pot with heavy cream and whole milk.
And then we're going to combine the two, add our chocolate to develop those flavors, and then we'll finally get over to the mixer and temper that with the egg yolks. And in with our heavy cream, we use a vanilla bean paste. Very wonderful product. So when you're using the paste, you're going to see, just as if you were at home scraping a vanilla bean, you got the little flecks of vanilla.
When the milk and cream comes to a boil, it's time to mix it into the hot caramel.
So when we get to this point, we want to be careful. When we start putting this dairy into this caramelized sugar, it is going to, you see the foam starting to create. It is.
Smell too, I love that.
And what's causing this to bubble and foam up like that is the water that's left in the dairy obviously is meeting that hot sugar, and it wants away from that on the fly, as we say in the kitchen.
To make it a custard, the chef will add egg yolks. But there's a secret to doing this part right.
If I were to just dump these egg yolks in here, of course, we've got scrambled eggs instantly. So we want to baby it. We're going to put our 6 egg yolks into our KitchenAid. Turn your mixer on, and we're just going to put in a little bit at a time. And the term that we use for this is tempering, very gradual heat. Once you get it to a point where you get a few ladles in, then you can dump the rest of it in a lot quicker. And now we can go with the rest of it.
Once mixed, the chef lets the custard cool in the fridge.
Which is what we have here. This has already been prepared, chilled, and now it's ready to go into its ramekins and be baked.
The secret to baking them is a water bath.
So we've got a 4-inch hotel pan. We set our ramekins.
Then he carefully pours the custard right in.
Fill this pan up. And we don't want our ramekins floating away. I want that water to come up halfway on the container. We're going to take our piece of parchment paper. We're going to take our piece of foil over the top. And we're going to place it in a standard conventional oven. We will set our oven at 325 degrees for 50 minutes and let it go. We take our baked custard, our pot de creme. We make some wonderful snickerdoodles.
On top goes house-made vanilla bean whipped cream.
The ultimate secret to the salted caramel pot de creme is our black Hawaiian salt. And this is salt that's harvested from Hawaii. It has been incorporated with that lava carbon, makes it black. And that is probably our best-selling dessert here at Mesh, our pot de creme.
And a big thank you to chefs Christopher, Robert, and Tim for sharing their secrets, and to all of the folks here at Mesh for hosting us. We hope you'll come down and try Mesh or log on to our website for the recipes so you can make the same great food at home. NewLocalTV.com is that web address. We'll see you next time on Secrets of Louisville Chefs. I'm Kevin Harned.
See the best of Kentucky with premium transportation and customized adventures. Brought to you by Mint Julep Tours. Get inside access on the Kentucky Bourbon Trail. See historic Louisville. Get up close to thoroughbred champions in horse country and mix it up with a culinary tour. We have it all. Book your fun today at mintjuleptours.com. Remember, the purpose of fun is to have some. So come join us. Mint Julep Tours.
CY Esquire magazine says the one meal to have in Louisville is at Ceviche, Nueva Latino cuisine, prepared by Anthony Lamas, 3-time James Beard nominee for Best Chef Southeast, sustainable meats and seafood, and private dining for special events. Ceviche, spicing up the South on Bardstown Road.